Have you ever wanted to break a world record, or make a record that is important to you? Here are 8 world records you probably didn't know about. Welcome to One Away. If you wanted to know what it takes to make or break a world record, check out this video for inspiring proof that records can come from anyone and anywhere. Before that, please give up a thumbs up if you like the video, and hit that subscribe button for updates and notifications. Holmesiana. It's only elementary, dear viewers. In the comforts and certainty of 221B Baker Street, there lies the Guinness World Record holder Sherlock Holmes, the most portrayed literary human character in the film and on television. Since Arthur Conan Doyle invented him in 1887, Sherlock Holmes has amassed a most impressive 254 screen depictions. From Roger Moore to Sir Christopher Lee, to Jeremy Brett, to Peter O'Toole, to Ian McKellen, to Robert Downey Jr., and also Johnny Lee Miller and Benedict Cumberbatch. The Guinness World Records themselves have admitted to Sherlock Holmes as a literary institution, and that the enduring appeal demonstrates that his detective talents are as compelling today as they were 125 years ago. Need proof? At an event, both touching and incredible, over 443 people dressed up in Temple, Newham, Leeds, West Yorks, in order to pay homage to the great detective. This number also smashed the Guinness World Record of a number of people dressing with Sherlock Holmes outfits. Although they each had to pay a fee, all the money went to charity in the Leeds Hospital, in order to support brain research fitting. Although Conan Doyle was all but tired of Sherlock Holmes, as he wanted fans to appreciate his more serious works, Sherlock Holmes fans never wavered. Not Britannia, but Holmesiana. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. This was not the case for Malia Muhammad, a chef at the Kenya Bay Beach Hotel over in Mombasa. The Guinness World Record for the longest time spent cooking in the kitchen was previously 68 hours. By the time Muhammad came into the kitchen, she had surpassed the record by cooking for a total of 75 hours. And all of this was in front of a stove, too. Not to mention, she prepared a total of 400 dishes, ranging from Swahili classics, Indian biryanis, and Portuguese chicken, even various kinds of pizza. For the first female African chef to achieve this feat, Malia Muhammad planned to take a long break, with much satisfaction. Savant guard. Though not in the realm of normal people, Daniel Tammet is a modern-day savant, or a person who has a prodigious talent for mental ability, specifically for memory. Since a young age, Tammet has developed his particular gift to various areas or fields of study, with many scientists wishing to study his brain and its patterns. Along with other achievements, Tammet is one of the few people on the world record to recite the known sequence of the mathematical pi of over 20,000 numbers. What's more, he can recite 70,000 numbers, all with a seemingly composed approach. The man who holds a Guinness World Record for the same feat, Roger Mina, took 10 hours to complete this particularly difficult task. According to scientists, this kind of associative memory is known as synesthesia, where the 5 senses can often alternate with each other. Such examples are tasting the color red. This use of savant abilities has led Daniel Tammet to learn 11 languages, with some taking only a week to fluency. It takes 2 to tango. Ballroom dancing is usually taken as a hobby for older people, and it doesn't always get attention like extreme sports, big league basketball or football, or Major League Baseball. Although it is often given the label of dance sport, it has not even featured a spot in the Olympic Games. Even so, the world of ballroom, and especially tango, has had some record-establishing events of their own. And, from different demographics, too. The longest dance ever in tango, for example, went on for a near-mythic 2 days, and was performed by dance teachers from Hawaii, Jennifer and Brett Griswold. The couple's Argentinian tango went for a remarkable 38 hours and 30 minutes. Speaking of Argentina, the couple of Jose Lugones and Mora Godoy danced a record-making tango, 60.4 meters above ground. The performance was on a stage, from a crane, next to the obelisk of Buenos Aires. Along with Alicia Monti, the event of tango gave the best-selling author of the 4-hour books a Guinness World Record of most tango spins in a minute, to which the couple did, with a record 37 times. That's one for the books. Many authors are often solitary when they write. But there are some authors who have had Guinness World Records without even intending it. There is Indian author Vikrant Mahajan, who has gotten the record for signing his book, Yes Thank You Universe, with 6,904 signs in a book signing event. There is, of course, J.K. Rowling, who was the first lady to reach $1 billion for the sales of her novels and the earnings related to her projects. If it wasn't amazing enough, Rowling also records as the fastest-selling author, with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows books selling over 8.3 billion copies in only 24 hours. Whether you are a fan of Scientology or not, the works of L. Ron Hubbard deserve respect, at least in this area. He has published the most books out of any author. Hubbard had published a record of 1,084 books between the years of 1934 and 2006. And these books weren't limited to one genre either, as they delved into mystery, sci-fi, fantasy, travel, and romance, along with his love for the Western genre. Then, there is Agatha Christie. She holds the record for the thickest book compilation, with the Miss Marple stories reaching a grand 28 short stories and 12 novels. The collection was so detailed that it was recognized also for its record of 68 crimes, 68 secrets, 21 romances, 22 false accusations, with 143 cups of tea, for good measure. The compilation was priced at $1,500 and worth 4,032 pages, and about 15 pounds, that's thick. And much more than Conan Doyle, Christie is arguably the record best-selling novelist of all time, with 2 billion copies sold, and in 103 languages, too. Plus, she was taken as the first British woman to surf, standing up. Indeed, Agatha Christie is the queen of crime. His Song of Ice and Fire? Audiobooks are fairly popular, especially if you're George R.R. Martin. But, reading audiobooks are often long drawn-out procedures for many people who read for them. Not for Roy Dotrice, a UK Guinness World Actor holding actor that read for the greatest amount of characters in an audiobook. Specifically, the audiobook is part of a 28-disc collection of an unabridged George R.R. Martin classic, A Game of Thrones. Dotrice voiced a grand total of 224 characters, all of which were distinguishable from one another. The record performance was hosted by Tape/Random House Audio. The Face That Launched 1,000 Bells. Some world records can often reach weird territory, but this record was built with commitment and hard work. And, specifically, the hardstyle strong first approach of Pavel Tsatsouline. One person who decided to test herself in the training approach was American Megyn Kelly. She is a Guinness World Record holder for the heaviest weight lifted by kettlebell swing in 1 hour, for a woman. The two-handed kettlebell is a basic pull movement, but given a substantial weight over a long period of time, an hour, for example, the overall effect is greatly multiplied. The record she beat was 20,816 kilograms of total tension from the previous female record holder. Kelly decided to train for endurance, which meant minutes of practice with a heavy weight of around 18 to 20 kilograms, and power, which meant proper form for every repetition of the exercise. Along with these, she also had to work on her grip strength and endurance, which led to 3 months of training. Although she was already fairly adept at kettlebell training, she wanted to raise charity funds for her dad who has MS, or multiple sclerosis, and the MS Society in general. The land of Japan. The land of the rising sun has always been a unique country. From its divine fertile lands, and its strong national pride, Japan has been a unique mix of traditions and innovations. So, it's no surprise it has amassed a number of world records, both unconventional and conventional world records. Take Kawahara Kato, who once held the longest hair of anyone in the age bracket of 13 to 17, which measured at 155.5 centimeters. She had to relinquish the title when she turned 18, which also marked her entry to university. She even cut her hair, for the first time, as she felt it coincided with the new Reiwa era of Japan, so Japanese. Then, there was the Japanese snow crab of Tottori Prefecture, who had the highest ever bid in an auction for 5 million yen or $46,000. Then, there is the 18-karat gold bathtub found in a Japanese hot spring, that was recognized by Guinness as the heaviest on the planet, at around 154.2 kilograms. If you wanted to use the bathtub, you'd get charged at 5,400 yen per hour. Though expensive, all that works well for the resort, which hosts various themed baths and brown-colored salty water from the clean springs. Japan also has a record of long-lived people, including arguably the longest living woman and man in Kane Tanaka, 117 years old, and Chitetsu Watanabe, 122 years old. Watanabe looked especially elated by the news and wrote calligraphy that meant number 1, as part of the celebration. And, for long-term Matanti Conan fans, it will probably take years before the show hits a record, as the longest TV cartoon is held by Sissy-san, which has aired every Sunday since 1969. Indeed, the breadth and depth of Japan's many unique records are as great as Mount Fuji.